What did he do? What hasn't he done? Here is r/YouTube drama that has at least like some semblance of a summary of what happened. Okay. This morning, both President Sunday and Pxie released hit piece videos on Destiny. President Sunday's video here, Pxie's video here. Both of these videos discuss Destiny's behavior regarding his treatment of sexual partners and the ongoing scandal surrounding leaked DMs, photos, and videos of sexual nature. Destiny has found himself in a couple scandals regarding sharing photos and other materials, such as videos/tapes, without the consent of individuals/partners who appear in them. Okay? The main focus of this is a woman named Pxie, who is a victim of this behavior from Destiny. In the videos, there are leaks of messages between Not So Erudite and Pxie discussing potential compensation from Destiny for distributing the material she appeared in, as well as the draft of Pxie's statement regarding the situation. It turns out that Pxie was someone who was an orbiter of Destiny's, who unfortunately hooked up with Destiny. They filmed the process, and I believe that filming was consensually done at the time. But then Destiny kept those videos and sent it to other people, from what I understand. Other people that he was trying to hook up with, other girls that he was trying to hook up with, including this one 19-year-old. And then this 19-year-old's account either got A, hacked, okay, or B, one of their 19-year-old's friends actually revealed all of this information to the world. And that's how you found out about the infamous video of Destiny's dude off, which people suspected was Nick Fuentes. And Destiny leaned into it possibly being Nick Fuentes. And a lot of people thought, well, that's really weird. Why is he taking ownership over that? Well, it turns out there was a nefarious purpose behind why he was taking ownership over that. Because if everyone focused on Destiny being gay, okay, then no one would realize that Destiny was most likely sending nudes and tapes that he had actually filmed without permission of the other parties involved to random people online to showcase his sex resume to random, 19-year-olds online that he wants to. Now, that's technically, I believe, I'm no big city lawyer, but revenge territory. Does he need permission? The answer is yes. What a stupid question. What are you talking about? You can't film a sex act with someone and then distribute that sex act randomly to other people. What? Hello? Are you okay? Asking this question, especially in this moment where Pxie, the wronged party, who used to be a fan and friend of Destiny's, has released a statement publicly on Twitter stating she's a victim of revenge and will be suing Destiny for this. Her longer statement includes her history with Destiny and her side of the story. She's literally in the process of litigation. This notably has been shared by Destiny's ex-wife, Melina, as well as Lonerbox, who is stated to be Pxie's boyfriend and recently announced he would be leaving streaming. Lonerbox had been friendly with Destiny before. Yes, Lonerbox, I did not know any of this stuff, but people were, Bad Empanada had said like, oh, Destiny cucked Lonerbox or whatever when he was dating Pxie. It turns out that wasn't the case, but it does turn out that Lonerbox, I think, found out that Pxie had actually had sex with Destiny in the past while still being a orbiter of Destiny. By the way, when I say orbiter of Destiny, you might be thinking like I'm disparaging these people, but the saddest reality is that they called themselves the orbiters of Destiny. It is definitely a sex cult, okay? So they called themselves that, just so you understand. I know that it was a big story that Lonerbox supposedly left the online space because of me or something, but that seemingly wasn't the case. It seems like this also played a role in him leaving the commentary community or something. Okay? After this, all of this stuff was like circulating because I remember seeing Melina, Destiny's ex-wife, coming out and stating in a stream that she had not consented to Destiny revealing these tapes to random people, okay? Just so you understand. And I thought it was strange because everyone was talking about whether or not, I thought it was strange that people were talking about whether or not Destiny had sucked Nicholas Fuentes', but I never fully understood how this information was revealed at the time, and I did not talk about it as much because I didn't understand if it was like revenge porn or what was going on. If you remember at the time, I didn't understand how this information had leaked in general. Okay. Well, it turns out he was sending this stuff to random people to try and them, like a sex resume. And one of the people inevitably leaked it. Either they directly leaked it, or their friend leaked it, or they got hacked and it got leaked. But it should have never been distributed inappropriately, even in private correspondence anyway. After this, while this was all circulating around, the mods over at r/Destiny announced that Destiny would be responding soon and lock down any discussion of the drama. But leading up to this moment, apparently people had tried to post Melina's clip saying Destiny had actually sent his tapes without her consent to random people. People were apparently deleting it at LSF because one of the moderators on Livestream Fails, the top moderator of Livestream Fail, Stale2000, I believe his username is a Destiny orbiter as well. They have actually maintained control over LSF for quite some time. Okay? Stale used to be a Twitch staffer as well. Back in the day, he was a Twitch staffer. And then he left Twitch. He became a Destiny community orbiter. He's even made videos on me on his YouTube channel as well. And he took over control over LSF in general. Okay? That's why it was no mere accident that so many Destiny clips would keep appearing. Stale back in the day even was a fan of mine. Let me see if I can find it. Like, I remember him making a video about me too. This is his video that he made about Orbiter of the Year or something. He even had a video defending me.
Recently, Hasan received a
saying Hassan Master Chief DMCA strike could be fake. He was right, by the way. And I was right as well. Okay? Many, many years ago. In any case, his current Reddit username is Taro_card, not Stale2000 for those confused. Yes. Stale2000 is his username on YouTube. His active Reddit username, or the one he uses specifically to moderate LSF as the top mod at LSF, is Tarot_card. Just so you understand, okay? He has, in the past, according to his own YouTube page, competed for Top Orbiter of the Year as an award, or Top DGG of the Year, I think. Yeah, here it is.
I'm Stale2000, and I'm running for DG.
December 2nd, 2021. Stale2000 for DGGer of the Year, which apparently is a competition in the Destiny community. Anyway, so he runs LSF now, okay? Not sure what's going on LSF. Not sure what's going on with Stale in general right now in the last round of this controversy, considering that my clips have suspiciously started appearing on Livestream Fails without being banned instantly or without being deleted instantly. So I don't know what's going on. Maybe he has turned a new leaf or something. But as you've noticed, there have been numerous heavily upvoted Hasanabi clips on LSF, which is very unique. And it only started happening this week. And I don't know what that was about, but seemingly that's the latest situation there. Used to be normal a couple of years ago. It's no longer normal. The DDGer of the Year for 2024, he hates you too lol, just got banned from DDG because he sided with the victims of his stream. Yeah. So I don't know why you know that. That's kind of crazy. But yes, there seems to be a massive rift in his own community, partially because I think this is not just like random victims that Destiny can so quickly disparage, but instead other content creators within his orbit. So his fan base has developed a likeness for some of these content creators. So it's not so easy to just like disparage them and shit on them. And there's this mass exodus happening, or mass chaos happening in his own community, it seems. Michael from Pennsylvania here says, Destiny has started to ban longtime collaborators JSTLK, Cherry, and Pxie because of admitted by him allegations of him sharing pornography of multiple women non-consensually he created with them. This is a civil and criminal offense in the state of Florida, and Pxie has announced intent to sue. But going back to his own personal subreddit moderation and going back to everything that's going on, you might recognize some of these names because they all hate me. Okay? And just because they hate me, I'm not going to be a piece of shit and say, oh, good riddance or whatever. They are still victims. Okay? Just so you understand. Sherry is another one of the victims of Destiny. Apparently, allegedly, according to her, Destiny actually secretly, without her consent, recorded her. She only found out about this because one of her friends heard the footage and noticed that it was her voice in the footage. Okay? But going back to brigading and subreddits in general, this information, while it was out there in the ether for quite some time, never gained a lot of momentum. Part of that was because they couldn't make it into any subreddits. They would either get deleted from the top subreddits or could be easily ignored. In Destiny's own community, obviously, moderators keep a very tight leash and were deleting all mentions of this stuff, and still, to their best of their ability, try to keep all of this information under control. Meanwhile, Destiny's co-host Dan Saltman, you guys might remember him, the Adpocalypse guy, would appear on Turkey Tom's Tom Dark live stream to discuss this and makes another statement on stream. I believe there was a clip on LSF of that as well, if I'm not mistaken. I think I saw that this morning and I was shocked to see that like any sort of clip such as that one being featured on LSF as well. Don't know if they deleted that or not. Meanwhile, it seems that XQC is actually somewhat, taking the side of Destiny in this process, which is also, I guess, somewhat expected. I don't think Asmongold has talked about it, but who knows? I think the Dan Saltman clip has been deleted from the LSF subreddit, it seems. Even XQC isn't defending him now.
Yo, I feel bad.
Lonerbox retweeted the victim's Twitter statement, and it seems like Lonerbox has cut ties with Destiny because of this. No, I saw, who cares? Asmongold's a loser. Asmongold has covered every single time one of Destiny's orbiters have clipped something I've said out of context, and so has XQC. It's always shocking when, in the same week, when both XQC and Asmongold are getting top upvoted clips on LSF talking about how racist I am because I've, tried to explain with a nuanced position about like racism against white people not being the same as racism against black people. They have top upvoted comments. In the same week, Destiny will literally say the N-word, and then they will either never really cover it, or they'll end up defending Destiny saying the N-word, saying that he didn't have any sort of negative intentionality behind saying the N-word. This is a very real thing that has happened not once, not twice, but I think 3 times now. So it is important when you look at what some people choose not to cover, especially when they, much like myself, are on live streams for 8 hours a day, especially if their content oftentimes is slop in general or drama in general. That's why a lot of people were mad at Asmongold for not initially covering Elon Musk faking playing, Path of Exile 2. That's why people were shocked and confused as to why Elon or why Asmongold was not talking about Elon Musk potentially, faking playing Path of Exile 2. The clip you were looking for about Dan is in the link in that thread. The other says, the one that says later makes another statement. Oh, okay. This is the statement that he made. It's a locked post now.
For Steve. Listen,
I don't
fucking
want
help
to
me.
abuse or anything.
You guys are like forcing me to speak for Steve. Listen,
Well,
first of
no,
all,
do it. Go for it. Like
You seem
is it-
forced to do this frequently.
okay. First of all, okay, I would say that I'm pretty confident that everyone who was featured in these videos also sent videos of them and other people as well. But nobody talks about that.
I
What?
don't want to
Help me.
abuse or anything.
You guys are like forcing me to.
I'm sorry.
I'm pretty confident that everyone who was featured in these videos also sent videos of them and other people as well.
Okay. Classic, I just made up a no you defense, but that's cool. Brilliant minds over there in the debate circle. Anyway, Destiny responded in a post in a subreddit that has been cross-posted in this as well. He calls it the legal arc, beginning in mysterious ways, such wow. One of the major points that he did not address is how these videos were circulated to begin with. He made a vague statement in his post and wrote this like long effort post, mostly talking about like the litigation and the back and forth between him and Pxie, who is now suing him. And this is the most important part of it, in my opinion, where he says, I want to be clear. The leak happened without my knowledge, consent, or authorization. I never had an intention for any of those images to be published. Now, that's vague legal speak that tries to imply that he did not actually send the footage out. Now, if this was actually his own personal account, his cloud, his Apple cloud or whatever, that had actually gotten hacked, then this would be understandable. Okay? Destiny himself would be a victim in this circumstance. The problem is, he didn't get hacked. He sent it to random people. He sent it to random people, and I don't know exactly what happened here. Maybe they got hacked, or maybe someone else that had access to the footage leaked it. Okay? Pete is online, says his community has a recurring show called Review where they have practiced defending predators, and now the same talking points come out. Maybe he was, creating this so that he could have an army of people who would defend him, down the line. Like I said, I don't need to say allegedly because I don't know. I'm openly admitting I don't know what happened. I believe some of the people, Destiny consensually filmed, and allegedly, according to Sherry, she was one of the victims who was not consensually filmed, according to Sherry herself. If you're asking about the permission of how some of this footage was filmed. What is this? X is looking at proof descending it himself?
Like, brother, what the
Oh, yeah. These are the conversations that he had, I believe, with that 19-year-old, right? And this is where this is where the initial leaks came from. Like, people found out all of the weird, like, things that Destiny was into and never really truly investigated how people figured that out. But it turns out it was because he was, including the videos, the tapes he had sent to random people.
Okay, that is off the fucking rails.
I don't think I have much BJ stuff recorded, lol. It's fine, hee. Oh, there was a girl once. She was young, so she was kind of new and wasn't that good, but she would just hold on to me and the head a lot, which actually ended up feeling good, lol. But no, God, you want that vid? I'd love it. Oh my God.
Off the rails. That's diabolical behavior.
Straight cult, dude. Straight up. I've often maintained the position that they behave like a cult, and doing weird sex pest behavior and sex crimes potentially further solidifies that. Many commenters have noticed that Destiny did not respond to the allegation he had distributed Pxie / without her consent. They've also noticed that the DMs included in his own statement, as well as Pxie's, reveal an acknowledgement of him doing exactly that. That is where the main Destiny drama stands at this time on the subreddit. Another former collaborator of Destiny's, Cherry, has also alleged to be a victim of the same behavior, and a follow-up tweet and a link of the comment thread with screenshots. Here's what she said. Today I was made aware of an intimate audio recording taken of me without my consent that was also shared without my consent. I'm upset right now, and I'm going to give myself time to process. This is serious. The person who received the recording from Destiny was not aware I did not consent to the recording. They recognized me by my voice and messaged me today out of concern. I don't feel comfortable sharing more right now. Now, understand that his community that he has cultivated is so ruthless and so cruel that they call it a lawsuit. Is this a possible future Destiny lawsuit? Like a lawsuit, but a lawsuit, because it's content. Everything is content. She then followed up and said, this, as I posted, Destiny has banned the people who have spoken out against them from his Discord server. Alleged Discord messages where Destiny admits to recording his phone in his pocket during the sex act. It is not clear if this was a consensual recording. Hold on. I don't know where that is. Pxie has now announced on Twitter and X that other women have been coming forward about receiving content from Destiny with concerns that it may have been sent non-consensually. Destiny has announced a break from streaming. This link is broken. If someone has a better link, please let me know. Destiny has almost made other comments regarding this on his Discord. r/Destiny moderator has made a statement on the state of the sub. Sherry has announced that she is making a police report and pressing charges against Destiny. And wait, did I click on this already? Oh, this is the one. This is the last post that she had. Destiny has blocked me and banned me and people supporting me from his community. I have not done anything besides asking for an explanation, as I was assured this was something he didn't do to me. When I wasn't given one privately, I spoke publicly. I am not involved in any lawsuit or coordinating with anyone seeking justice due to the leaks in November, though they have had my empathy and support in their efforts. It is only yesterday I became aware that Destiny had recorded me while we had sex without my consent, and with no regard for me, also shared that recording with others. 2 women now have let me know they have received sex recordings taken of me in September 2023 without my consent. I thank them so much for their concern for me. No amount of public humiliation will ever make me regret being made aware of what was done to me. I will be filing a police report and pressing charges. This is a separate person, a separate incident, not Pxie, but a different person that was also a self-proclaimed Destiny orbiter. Okay? No, recorded. Destiny recorded them having sex without her consent or knowledge. The sex act was with consent, as far as I understand. Pxie includes these screenshots in her Substack post. The last link is insane because he's offering to basically pay her off by paying her bills to make her feel better about leaking her tape. This is what Pxie said. I'll be suing Stephen Kenneth Bonnell II. On November 29th, I learned that the streamer Destiny had non-consensually shared content of me online. My dignity, peace of mind, and hopes for the future were stripped away in a mere matter of seconds following the betrayal of someone I previously trusted. I am at least the 3rd person he has done this to. I hope to be the last. I will not be commenting on the experience of the other women he has hurt, as it is not my place or story to tell. I will, however, share my story in the hopes of preventing this from occurring again. If you recall, if you want to understand the way that Destiny operates, usually, a great example of this is with Cutie Cinderella. Okay? Destiny will randomly Ludwig, okay, and then we'll bring up Cutie Cinderella and the AI debacle, and will say some of the most vicious things that I don't even want to repeat right now about Cutie randomly, completely unprompted. And his fan base will yell at him for like a little bit. Some people will criticize him for it, okay, in his fan base. He'll ban some of those naysayers, most likely unbanning them later down the line. But for the time being, there's a little bit of friction in his own community, okay? And then his community will then further tell everyone else that is watching from the outside how much difference in opinion actually thrives in his community, in an effort to make it seem like there's a lot of discourse on this stuff and that his community is not a hive-minded cult. And then later down the line, they'll turn around and just make it seem like it was all jokes, that it wasn't a big deal at all, completely diluting the actual harm that was done. That's just one example. This is far more severe. That's why everything is considered to be an arc. All of the manifestos are considered to be nukes. It's all content. Bridges are being burned for the sake of content. Meanwhile, in that process, there are a lot of people that get harmed along the way. But it doesn't matter, because anyone and everyone will be treated like a lolcow by Destiny. First, they'll show you so much support and will bring you into the community and give you clout and, make you feel awesome. Then, in a moment's notice, Destiny can turn on you. And when that happens, they will literally, not dissimilar to how Scientology operates, will come after you and leak all of your private details, will come after you and will say some of the most insane, unhinged about you. And most of these people are obviously not massive, sizable content creators. I, on the other hand, am a massive and sizable content creator, and Destiny still hasn't stopped doing this, collaborating with anyone and everyone that will say, Hasan, I want to kill Hasan, like Sam Hyde, for example, actively bringing their community into his in an effort to continue the endless sequence of Hasan posts. Okay? Nothing is too far. Okay? And this story is just one of many others of wronged people in the process. People that were fans of Destiny initially. People that were friends of Destiny in the aftermath. People that became orbiters, self-described orbiters in the process, becoming content creators and developing a fandom, developing their own audience and their own communities in the process from Destiny's communities. Everything turns into a meme, though, shortly thereafter, sometimes directly in the process of the awful unfolding. She said, I've known Destiny for around 5 to 6 years now and often find myself in heavy disagreement with him. Despite this, I do my best to see the best sides of all people, trying my hardest to spread positivity and create understanding where I can. It's corny, but I want to meet people where they are and focus on which ways we can build bridges together towards a better future for everyone. Some call this a fault of mine. They claim I'm naive and should be more careful. Those people are right. When I was 19, over 5 years ago, I was extremely inexperienced and sheltered, being severely terrified of leading someone on or sexual assault. I thought I could trust Destiny, who I had multiple long conversations with regarding consent and boundaries. So you can imagine my surprise when I discovered he distributed content of me without my consent. Yes, you read that right. Stephen Kenneth Bonnell II sent content of me to a random 19-year-old e-girl Discord kitten whom he had never met before, and then she published it to the whole world. Rest assured, despite never having met her, he at least spoke to her plenty of times on the phone. What is this link? Let's click on it. Let's see what this is. Oh, this is a Discord message from him. There shouldn't be. No, I'm so sorry. There's literally zero excuse. I've had phone convos and stuff with this person. They were fairly close to me. It's worthless to say it at this point, but I'm super sorry. There's literally no excuse. I won't say or confirm anything about them. If there's any particular action or thing I can do, just let me know. This is after the fact that, the stuff was released and I guess she talked to Destiny directly. Of course, this is what he says happened. I think it is just as likely that he used her as a proxy to widely distribute this material while claiming deniability. I do not understand why Destiny would knowingly and willingly put me in a position where I would receive nonstop sexual abuse and harassment. If we believe him, he was trying to impress a barely legal teenager using my body and my privacy. The betrayal, coupled with hundreds of messages I've received filled with harassment and abuse, have left me feeling hopeless and devoid of almost all happiness. The only thing that has kept me going is the hope that I can bring this man to justice and have him face legal consequences for his actions. For the past month, I have been speaking to lawyers about my situation and what to do, and have decided this is the best course of action. I will be suing him for violating U.S. Code 15 U.S.C. civil action relating to disclosure of intimate images and for publication of private facts in Florida. I'll be seeking emotional and punitive damages for his actions. I've been told that a court case like this could potentially cost over tens of thousands of dollars. I am terrified. I mean, this guy talks about potentially suing Hasan. Couldn't be a Destiny story without it somehow getting back to me, of course. As if for fun. And Hasan actually has the resources to defend himself. I cannot imagine what he might try to do to me in the process. What is
That's
this?
really interesting that Destiny also said he was an out and about Nazi, because it didn't seem like he had any issues basically platforming Sam Hyde when Sam Hyde was talking about how he wanted to murder me.
Oh my God, shut the up. You're such a baby, dude. I didn't actually know back then if Sam Hyde was like a full-on Nazi or not. I didn't know 100%. There was still like a little bit of doubt in my mind. I wasn't sure.
Wait, hold on. If I recall, wow, look at that. The first thing that comes up, I have to fight Hasan Piker, Sam Hyde clarifies. No, I'm pretty sure you knew. I'm pretty sure you did know. He plays a clip where he says the exact thing you said.
But then when I started watching some of his his serious podcast stuff, I was like, oh shit, this guy is like a super Nazi. This is in 2022. Oh yeah. Yeah, I was kind of leaning towards maybe him being a Nazi, but I didn't think I didn't know at this point. I didn't really 100% think he was.
You had this shit? No, it's in this. No, this is ironically something that he posted saying that he's going to sue me for the memes, I guess.
It's funny because you can tell actually that I don't know that he's a Nazi because I don't really I don't challenge him on like any Nazi tier stuff. I don't know if I even ask about it. Did I ask about the journalist?
Hasan is literally one of the bro. Wait. It's a chapter title.
Stuff. This was before the boxing match too.
Yeah, you got anyone you want to?
This was in August 27th.
Destiny, this was before he recorded the Candyman persona and said, Hasan Piker, I'm going to kill you, and talk about creator clash at the start of the interview.
And I chatted with him. Oh, I chatted with him before this. Oh, so this was even before the Hasan.
Yeah, except you just scrolled over the file Nazi literally talking to you and saying that he wanted to kill me. And let's see how he plays it, because I'm sure he plays it, right? Like, he's got to play it, right? I don't know why he's talking about bad empanada. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Hold on. Where is it? Is this it?
Hassan?
I have to fight Hasan Piker. You know who that is?
Why do you hate Hasan so much? Jesus. So Hasan boxing match. You've got another match. Is there like a dream collaboration you have? Is there like somebody, like, obviously aside from your favorite character, iDubbbz, is there somebody that you like really want to do something with if you have the opportunity to?
Yeah, I have to fight Hasan Piker. You know who that is?
That's my arch nemesis. You have no idea.
Okay.
I created Hasan 2 years ago on Twitch, but yeah.
All jokes aside, I know that you guys are not going to take me seriously when I say this stuff because it's like better to fuel drama or whatever. But when I joined Twitch for the first time, I had a very specific goal in mind.
Oh, back when August, he's put in effort and he sources things.
Fight Hasan Piker. You know who that is?
That's my arch nemesis. You have no idea.
Okay.
I created Hasan 2 years ago on Twitch, but yeah.
All jokes aside, I know that you guys are not going to take me seriously when I say this stuff because it's like better to fuel drama or whatever. But when I joined Twitch for the first time, I had a very specific goal in mind. And that goal has come to fruition largely because of Destiny, because of the help that he's given me. And also on top of Destiny, helping me personally, Destiny himself.
By the way, this is not something that I don't admit and did routinely admit until Destiny became so embarrassing that it was embarrassing to openly relitigate this. Why is he using a clip of this after, I believe this was after we had stopped being friends, where I was in the process of admitting still, like, yeah, no, I did collaborate. I went on Chapo Trap House and defended Destiny in like 2018 or 2019 or something. It's so strange that they've created this like alternative reality so much over there on the Destiny community that they literally operate off of proof that undermines the original argument that they make, that like, I say Destiny never, I never collaborated with Destiny or anything like that. No, it was just like, it's weird that he thinks that I owe him permanently. You know what I mean?
Already doing exactly what I want to do. So when people like David Pacman decide to come on Twitch, or people like Kyle Kalinske decide to come on Twitch, this is an incredible thing. I love this. The alt-right have an absolute hold, a stranglehold on
2 years ago on Twitch, but yeah.
You created him. I have to kill him.
Well, if you're trying to fundraise for that, I would absolutely help you. Anyway, he's been training. Did you see his Twitter videos? He's taking.
I've seen his.
Oh, because he thinks that kill him here, I'm fundraising to assassinate Hasan Piker. For when he's talking about.
Wait, but I didn't even say that. I didn't even realize he was saying that he was going to fundraise to kill me. No, I was. If I've ever talked about like fundraising to kill me, it's probably one of the recent incidents, whether Destiny had said, I hope he kills himself one day, or, oh, it's because the article where you said I paved the way. Oh, that's the, oh my God. It was a complex article or whatever. I don't even remember what I exactly said. Now what's really interesting is, okay, what's really interesting about this process here is that I don't know if we could find it, because I know that they deleted that Reddit thread down the line, but maybe with the Wayback Machine or something, I could possibly find it. That clip of him talking to Sam Hyde was brigaded. It was posted, as always. Destiny's clips against me get posted on LSF, and was brigaded, and it went to r/all. It went all the way to the top of Reddit. It went to the front page of Reddit, where, you know, it seemed like people, Nazis specifically, were celebrating Destiny, talking about Sam Hyde killing me, you know? A very strange time. And I remember at the time, even the comments were like, what are we doing? Do we hate Hasan that much that we're, you know, celebrating a Nazi file? Interesting stuff. Anyway, why did we take this side step? Okay, why did we take this side journey? Because apparently Destiny voluntarily brought this up, and it was featured in Pxie's Substack post talking about how Destiny wants to potentially sue me. You may not remember what you said, but Epsteiny, Diddy, Sex Pestiny, Diddy G remembers what you said. He remembers it every day of his life. Yeah, but they also don't remember the actual things that I say, but instead remember like whatever was clipped out of context and massaged as the new truth in the sex cult that he operates. Anyway, I cannot imagine what he might try to do with, to me in this process. Sometimes I wonder if he does this as an intimidation tactic. Yes, he does. I wonder if he purposely is trying to put fear into my heart when he casually talks about throwing money into a lawsuit with a multimillionaire who can fight back, as if it's an indirect flaunt, warning over his capability of outspending me in whatever legal case I throw at him. At the request of my friends, I have been encouraged to link my Give, Send, Go regarding this case here in hopes that we can raise enough for me to legally succeed. It's a givesendgo.com/sue Destiny. Themasius found the link, but because of the auto mod, he can't post it. Can we give Themasius permission to post the link, mods? Are you in here? He doesn't approve to people like Pxie, who doesn't have the resource to fight back and hates it, that he can't do it because he can't do it to Hasan. I mean, I don't know how he would try and sue me over this. Like, that would be so stupid. Not only is it stupid because I found it, but I can't post it, auto mod. Okay, try it again. Oh, he is trying. Just send it to Fizz, Themasius. Oh yeah, this is another instance where Destiny talked about killing me.
God, he's so cringe. He's like such a cringe loser. I would pay we'd raise $1 million to send this dude to go fight in Yemen, and then all of us would volunteer for the Navy. Holy, such a cringe.
Dude, you should tell him that.
Aw. After it didn't get to RL. I was wrong. It got to 4.2k upvotes on LSF. It got archived and the post was deleted by the person who originally posted it. Damn. Maybe we can look back at the Wayback Machine now that we have the link from the time frame that it was posted to see who the user was that posted it. This is how they do all the time, by the way. They will post numerous posts of the LSF subreddit, and then if it actually doesn't favor Destiny, they'll delete it. One of the posts at the same time frame did go to r/all. That's why I'm saying it, but I don't think it was this one. Not only that, but also, if you guys recall, during the supposed adpocalypse where Destiny and Dan Saltman collaborated with ADL and numerous other pro-Israel organizations to try to get me banned, and including Richie Torres, sent him like a bunch of clips from a website called Hasanabi.com leading up to the election because they just simply wanted to get an own on me and get me banned off of Twitch. A smear campaign that Ethan Klein also jumped on board with very willingly and voluntarily, including but not limited to happily using some of the clips titled Hasanabi, my former podcast co-host, by the way, okay? When they were doing this mass brigading campaign, as they were sending botted emails out to every single advertiser on Twitch with the hopes that they could pressure Twitch to ban me.
Here's some emails, an example template. It's preferred if you deviate from it as much as possible. Subject, urgent concern regarding upcoming appearance with Hasan Piker, and then a whole bunch of emails. Dear CNN, I'm writing to bring an urgent concern to your attention regarding an upcoming appearance scheduled with Hasan Piker. It has come to my attention that Hasan Piker is known for promoting anti-Semitic views and expressing support for terrorism-related activities. Oh, bro, please get a job, brother. Get a job, dog. That's crazy. They have brigading email templates, man, before the election. Not because they supposedly care about anti-Semitism. These guys say anti-Semitic all the time, but because they wanted to punish me, because they think that I'm the one who is responsible for Destiny getting banned, and not this kind of behavior, okay? Due to, I suspect, a lot of the gaslighting that Destiny is engaged in over and over again in his own community, where he's cultivated this fan base that just simply does not know what is going on in the world, whether it be the world events that Destiny tackles from an incredibly biased perspective, like, you know, being pro-Israel, or things that pertain to my life that he clips out of context and will routinely lie about. So what are these comments? Does LSF hate Hasan so bad they're defending a dude that Destiny himself called a Nazi? Wait a minute. Destiny talks about Sam Hyde being a Nazi.
You're watching Destiny, okay?
Wait.
Okay? This isn't Hasan or Vosh or whatever. So when I say Nazi, okay, I don't use that word lightly.
Why is every video about any number of different things actually involve me somehow? Interesting. Notice how this man still had the audacity to claim. Notice how this man still had the audacity to claim that I was actually constantly talking about him when we revealed that not even we, someone randomly revealed that Destiny's Discord had brought my name up like 90,000 times, as opposed to my Discord had the name Destiny mentioned, I believe, 5,000 times. And it was mostly the video game. So that's interesting. Destiny talks about Sam Hyde and says he's a Nazi. Is this before or after he collaborated with Sam Hyde?
One of the worst stories of like artistic history, because like
It was created by Pensive Goat, who posted 17 minutes ago on the YouTube drama post. The Sam Hyde clip was made by Pensive Goat. Let's take a look. I wonder if he's still a Destiny fan after all this, or maybe he's no longer a Destiny fan. I don't know. I'm not, how do I find the username? Is the same guy who made the fake post about Mike being anti-Semitic? Oh, wow. Why does Destiny have so many people who do like free PR and smear campaigns for all of his enemies and free PR for him? I will never know. I truly don't understand it. The second clip you linked of Dan Saltman saying that everyone sent videos around was from a few weeks ago when the lack of consent was questioned but not confirmed. It wasn't from after Pxie made her statement. They're still doing PR. That same guy that posted that years ago, the Sam Hyde clip years ago, is still at it, still doing PR for Destiny. That's crazy. 20 minutes ago, he's still in the trenches, in the drama trenches. This man has nonstop done PR for Destiny for 4 years at least. That's insane, man. And there are a lot of people like this, just so you understand. It sounds psychotic. It sounds psychotic where you're like, how can you lose your own personhood to this degree where you are a loyal soldier of a man online? There are hundreds of people that do this for him. Hundreds. Okay? They got a post of me being quiet for 30 seconds as evidence of me being anti-Semitic. Yeah, they do stuff like that all the time. No, he's just being a nerd and clarifying. It looks like a few posts down, he's posting about Melina confirming that they were posted non-consensually. What is this? 150 plus? When the question gets asked how and why people take the time to pour through hours of footage to find this clip, there's an answer for it.
It's coming. I'm working on it. That's kind of what I have like a whole Discord for like the clippers and stuff. I just need a night that I have where I'm not doing anything or working on anything where I could just like sit down and write all this out. But I'm working on that. It's in the pipeline.
Taliban Clips Discord has become the omni-liberal brain room. While the election results of the night were coming in, I had a choice, as all of us had, and I chose memeing. I posted on Twitter the solution was obvious. Obviously joking, trolling, expressing frustration, but it somehow resonated with a lot of you, so I just kept going with it. The omni-liberal media campaign had taken off, and I was getting tons of positive feedback. This reminded me that we have a dormant Discord August set up back in June where we try to activate an army of Clippers. The Taliban Clips Discord was active in the first months or so, but the hype died down. The new team of Clippers are still posting their daily content. We just stopped using Discord for that. We follow each other on Twitter, and I get to amplify all of them with the Gnomes Twitter account, which has been a great help at combating the narrative around Steven. Now I was wondering, I have all these people who are interested in the omni-liberal media message. Maybe I should gather these like-minded people in one spot, and that's how the idea arose around the repurpose of the Taliban Clips Discord. There are already tons of resources there, which we would otherwise lose. I was involved in the January 6th documentary research group and started adding the Clippers to them. Along with the Dan's War with Twitch people, that one was the brigading campaign against me and Twitch in general, which was exposed by Bloomberg's very own reporting, Cecilia Anastasio, which they then deleted everything because of that. So if you go to the Destiny subreddit now, mentions of me are almost completely gone. When at a time, for years, for the past like 6 years, they would nonstop post about me on there, more so than they posted about Destiny, genuinely. And they had to delete all of that because they realized that their subreddit that Destiny weaponizes like this on a regular basis and their Discord server was so actively and so openly brigading that they were actually going to get into trouble by Discord and Reddit. They deleted all of it. All of it is on the Wayback Machine if you want to go, compile it, or if you want to search all of the insanity there. But they just straight up deleted everything when they realized that journalists were snooping around about their brigading operations, which they so openly would talk about, like so openly. Anyway, I can't believe that there are still Destiny fans in here. He kind of made you, though. Why you so ungrateful? He brought you in, no. Why not just talk it out, bro? He was your friend at one point. Dude, I don't know if you understand. We're having a conversation about this dude serially making tapes of the people he sometimes consensually and sometimes non-consensually records and is unconsensually sending to other people that he wants to and you're like, why don't you become friends with that guy again? I don't know, because he's gross. Yeah, what am I going to talk to him about? Should I tell him not to do like awful, indecent, freak-like? Is that what you want me to have a conversation with him about?
Just hug it out, bro. Is that the new talking point that Destiny fans have now? Like, they've just dropped everything else, so now they're just saying, come on, just talk it out. If you're in here and still a fan, you should, and still have a certain opinion of me, because there's a lot of people who hate watch me. I'm sure they're hate watching me right now, because Destiny also uses DGG as an offline hate raid structure where they literally have my stream up and they're routinely talking. And then they also love making sock accounts and coming in here and also chirping and then clipping the videos out of context and posting it on subreddits. And they've been doing this for 5 to 6 years at this point. It's insane. That's the part I don't really talk about all that much. This is the part that I think is infinitely more important. The clip for when Destiny talks about Sam Hyde being a Nazi and an alt-writer is from January 14th, 2022. Destiny made that collab video with Sam Hyde on June 19th, 2022. And now Destiny is claiming he didn't know Sam Hyde was a Nazi back then when he collabed with him. Clear evidence that he's lying now. Yeah, just like there was clear evidence that he, one, openly stated that NFTs were a grift and you were stupid for buying an NFT. And then a week later, got an NFT sponsorship and farmed his fan base. And that's what's so crazy about it. Because, like, there's so much hypocrisy in this community that supposedly loves hypocrisy baiting, and yet they just can't comprehend that they're being gaslit over and over and over again. It wasn't a week, it was 2 or 3 days. Oh my God, that's amazing.
How did he get exposed as a Nazi? I don't remember how he got exposed as a Nazi, okay? Now, you're watching Destiny, okay?
For the record, the only reason why I'm bringing this up is because I was weirdly mentioned in Pxie's call out post, because apparently Destiny still to this day goes around talking about potentially suing me for saying correct things. Just so you understand, if you want to weave back into the main conversation here, you know, I'm covering this letter, this Substack that Pxie wrote about being victimized by Destiny, and even in that I randomly get brought up. And yes, the irony, of course, is that the link on that Substack where Destiny talks about potentially suing me, Destiny actively now lies. Destiny actively lies to his audience about the dumbest shit too. And people straight up believe it. A great example of this is Destiny 1 collaborating with Sam Hyde with the full knowledge that he was a neo-Nazi when Sam Hyde talked about how he wanted to kill me, okay? And then turning around and saying, oh, I didn't know he was a neo-Nazi. Why would he... You know, why would Hasan even say that I knew that he was a neo-Nazi? Well, it turns out he did. Here's a video from before he collaborated with Sam Hyde, 6 months prior.
This isn't Hasan or Vosh or whatever. So when I say Nazi, okay, I don't use that word lightly, all right? And when I first heard that, like, oh, he's an alt-right or Nazi, like usually when I hear that from people, my first thing is like, I'm sure he is, okay? He's probably like a conservative or whatever, right? But I remember we listened on a stream to like, was it like 6 years ago? To a phone call that he had with like a journalist reporter or whatever. And he's literally on the phone. He's like, I know like the Jews are like...
This is in January 14th, 2022. The Sam Hyde conversation came 6 months after that video. I guess he must have forgotten that Sam Hyde was a Nazi in that time frame. Or maybe, just maybe, he knew he was a Nazi and didn't give a shit. Just like when he knew Nick Fuentes was a Nazi and didn't give a shit. Because he wanted to collaborate with Nick Fuentes, just like when he openly talked about platforming Nick Fuentes and giving Nick Fuentes' career a lifeline, just like when he collaborated with another white nationalist, Lauren Southern. Now, of course, with Lauren Southern, I believe he also wanted to have sex with Lauren Southern. Not sure if he wanted to have sex with Nick Fuentes. Look, the guy's still doing it. The guy's still doing it. Now he's moved on to why even talk about them then? Bro, it's not working, man. It's not working. It's not working. It's not going to work, man. It's been confirmed him and Lauren had an affair. Their DMs have been leaked. Okay. 1 week old sock account coming in from, 1 week old sock account coming in from another Orbiter community to try to desperately be like, hey, can you just like stop covering this, please? Actually, you guys should kiss and make up. I don't really understand any of these hate watching, clip farming, smear campaigns based on lies. I don't even have that much to do in my life. I barely have time to watch you for a bit every day. I don't get where they get all this time. I think it's because these guys, I think that these guys really fall for it. Okay. That's the best possible, most charitable way that I can
that I can approach it, right? Where they think like, this guy is a dweebish loser just like me, but he gets to like have sex with all these Discord e-girl kittens, and he gets to have this incredible life where he plays like video games and shoots the and destroys people mentally in the marketplace of ideas by regurgitating cherry-picked data points that he read from Wikipedia right before the debate to make it seem as though he is, you know, an arbiter of the truth or whatever. And for them, they just see him like a god. And I'm sure you guys know people that are fans of his. I mean, I see it all the time. People that are fans of Destiny aren't just like normal people with like their own lives or whatever. They just genuinely admire him. They think he is a god because it's a goddamn cult, okay? Are they still building logs of the chat? Oh, I think they did build the logs of the chat, and they posted a website that kind of was a dud. Yeah, they did. They went through 5 years of logs in every single person of this community and like built logs of who gets banned and who's a mod and who's not a mod. And it's all wrong too, which is so funny. Like they're so weird that they think like Congress is going to be like, who has Hasan banned out of the 46,000 people that watch him every day? Yeah, they added fake screenshots of fake chatters because they couldn't get enough like actual shit that looked bad. That was Dan specifically. Anyway, let's get back to the Substack now that we took this sidestep. However, the next Joe Rogan to the left is, whoever the next Joe Rogan to the left is, it cannot be someone that crosses sexual boundaries, violates consent, and puts women's well-being and safety at risk. Oh my God, is that what Destiny wants to be? Oh, my brother. That's probably why he was so pissed when all of these goddamn mainstream media outlets were calling me up to be like, you're the Joe Rogan of the left. You're the Joe Rogan of the left. Yeah, let me tell you another incredibly sophisticated harassment campaign they conducted. They went after CNN. They literally called up like random executives at CNN. They're so psychotic to be like, how dare you have this anti-Semite on? Like, they're such insane people. They found like they were sending like tweets and they're so crazy. Yeah, instead of being the Joe Rogan of the left, my man turned into the Andrew Tate of the left, but all the bad sides and none of the popularity. 27,000 letters sent to USC, by the way, to try to get me to stop. Like, to try to stop me from talking. 20,000 emails trying to get me banned off CNN. 27,000 letters sent to USC to try to get me to no longer speak at USC. And then they just don't understand when it doesn't work. I remember reading the comments where they were like, I'm beginning to lose my mind. Why is he still getting so much positive media coverage? Why doesn't anybody see him as like the truly evil person he is? And not in any part of that, they never even think, maybe we're wrong. Maybe most people understand how Gamergate style smear campaigns work, especially if they're in media, and they understand when like something is disingenuous. They just don't get it. No self-awareness at all. They're just operating like a bot farm saying, oh, I'm losing faith in our movement, guys. It just doesn't make sense. Did have sex with Lauren Southern. He was willing to throw everything in his marriage, his atheism, his polyamory, his streaming career to marry her and start a centrist media company that covers both left and right-wing perspectives. That's why the marriage fell apart. Wait, what? I don't know if that's true. That's crazy. Do they get paid? No, they don't get paid. They do this for admiration. Okay? Anyway, and before you say, why are you making this about yourself? This is about the victims. It's still a part of the operations. You understand? It's still a part of the way that his community operates. I'm painting a broader picture for a lot of people who have no clue who Destiny is because I don't actually talk about him all that much. I'm explaining to you how his community functions and how sophisticated their smear campaigns are in general, and how to a random onlooker, some of the stuff that they post is so far removed from the actual community itself that they come across as like totally random people talking shit about a random asshole. Okay? I'm the random asshole in this regard. And that's what I'm explaining to you. If they can do this to someone like myself, who has a larger audience than Destiny, who has more of a social platform than Destiny does, then of course they can do this tenfold and bully smaller victims into submission every single time. So if you're wondering how stuff like this happens seemingly more than once, and yet for some weird reason, it never ends up making any sort of waves or end up harming Destiny's end up harming Destiny's community at all, okay, or Destiny's prominence at all, it's because they have a very sophisticated smear campaign machine and a very sophisticated PR machine for Destiny. Destiny works against it on a regular basis by constantly saying unhinged shit, like how I don't know, what did he say when he was talking to Lonerbox a couple months ago, that he was a necrophiliac file or something? Like, he ruins it all the time, but his community is desperately trying to hold it together. So the entire reason why he's been able to get to this position so far is because he has a incredibly dedicated fan base of individuals with a lot of time on their hands who will do this free. So like I said, if he could do this for myself, or if he can actually defend himself after debating ethical CP or whatever with other neo-Nazis and still have a platform of prominence, of course he can bully people like Pxie into submission aggressively. That is the broader picture here. That is what I'm trying to explain. It cannot be someone who puts women in positions where they will be abused and harassed. It concerns me that Destiny has been interviewing potential DNC chair candidates such as Marianne Williamson and Martin O'Malley, who have no idea of what he's done. As time passes and he tries to position himself to have interviews with increasingly powerful figures such as Zelensky, I can't help be filled with fear that Destiny might continue to succeed despite facing no repercussions for his actions. If the Democratic Party wishes to succeed in the future, it cannot be a party that accepts the sexual exploitation of women. It cannot be a party that allows men like Destiny to break into the mainstream. For allowing him access to such spaces would be a direct endorsement of his behavior. And also give him an opportunity to do this to other people too, by the way. I've been told that the payout might not be worth the harassment and attention I will receive. In an ideal world, I would do this privately, but I've been told there is no realistic way the court will grant me anonymity. This means my only option is public. I've been told by a variety of people to not go public. I've been told by some people that Steven really does feel sorry, but I am not inclined to believe them, especially taking into consideration his actions regarding me. Regardless, what Destiny did is unacceptable, and I believe he will do this again unless he faces justice. Let me be clear. Destiny has violated federal law and his transgressions against me. He has violated my consent and is directly responsible for the abuse I have received. I am terrified. And the evidence log shows Destiny apologizing for his actions, Destiny downplaying the pain I felt and my concerns. It's more complicated than that. I feel like there's no justice for what's been done. I feel like people for the rest of my life are going to try and send it to my family or workplace wherever I go. I feel extremely violated with how so many people saw me non-consensually in a vulnerable position. I feel like people are always going to use this as proof that I slept my way into whatever achievement I garner. I feel like it's evidence that everything would be better with me gone. I think the number of people who know or even keep up with it enough to go after you is probably almost zero. I think people hate others involved. Me, Lauren, Nick, lol. Wait, so it is Nick Fuentes? He actually did suck Nick Fuentes? Like, what's going on here? I'm so confused. Way more, and it overshadows everything a lot more. As for any achievements or anything like that, the majority of the work and stuff you've done has been completely independent from me anyway. So the people who would say anything like that are the people who would have said shit like that anyway and aren't worth the time. I genuinely don't understand it. Is it actually Nick Fuentes or not? Or is he joking? And then Destiny offering to pay some bills. This feels super lame. And I don't want to imply that somehow just giving you money helps anything go away or fixes everything for you. But if you have any bills or owe money on anything or have any financial stuff I can help with, I can at the very least chip in and help with any of that. So it's at least one less thing you have to worry about or stress over while you're worrying about getting through this. Bro, he sent him having sex with this person to another random person he'd never met that he wanted a 19-year-old Discord girl. And he's just like, come on, let me just pay your bills. It's like insane. Like, and he also presents it. Oh my God, Destiny is literally therapy speak abuser, dude. Holy like, this is the archetype of the fake male feminist. Now, obviously, Destiny isn't really a feminist at all. He has review, as we've talked about before. His community literally looks at finding ways to victim blame the people that are victim of assault all the time. And he has done that all the time and on numerous occasions, as a matter of fact. But like, the very fact that he's still in this circumstance, like trying to be super nice to an obviously wronged party is insane. It is so incredibly manipulative. Holy what? Pxie? Is this actually Pxie the person? Hi, I really want to thank you for going over this. Hate watching Hasan. Hate watching is so funny for some reason.
Hi, I really want to thank you for going over this. I really hope I can bring him to justice for all the things he's done. Having the support of larger communities has really helped me, and I'm really grateful. Anyway, so this is Pxie's side. Where was it? Wait, did I close the wrong tab? Is this it? No, this is the Sam Hyde one. It's just like things as simple as that, or things as simple as like things as simple as you know, saying NFTs are for suckers and then immediately doing a NFT ad is so crazy, you know? And his fan base doesn't even remotely, not even for a moment, recognize that as like pure hypocrisy. So the question I have is like, if I did something like that, you would be up my asshole, okay? Not only would my audience be up my asshole, and I'm sure there'd still be some diehard fans, okay? But the reality of the matter is, Destiny's community certainly would not let that go. As a matter of fact, some of the biggest hypocrisies that they've exposed quite literally are just that's clipped out of context. So they hypocrisy fish for things that aren't even inherently hypocritical, like me buying a house where he literally placed that. He literally, when I bought a house, before I even entered the house for myself and my family, Destiny covered it and blasted it on the timeline. And then Breitbart picked it up. And then Fox News picked it up. He did that shit. Okay? He did that. Got doxxed by Nazis. Some of those Nazis are in Sam Hyde's fan base, and he collaborated with them. Like, think about that. None of that is say allegedly. What do you mean? What? Nothing I said is alleged. Okay? Everything I said is 100% correct. He literally outflanked. He went and found a random realtor website gossip post and covered it. He also leaked your family history. His fans showed all your mom and dad shit on timeline. That's another thing. He's like doxed my family. Yeah. And lied about it too. There's like AI built websites out there of my dad being a billionaire or some shit. And I didn't even know any of that. Okay? Yeah, they're crazy. And yes, I did read the other allegation tweet from Cherry. And also that she is pursuing like criminal action as well. Let this serve as a de-radicalizing moment for you if you're watching right now on the Destiny's Discord or whatever. Okay? That if you find yourself in any echo chamber, in any community that is that hyper invested for 5+ years in making someone look bad, then yeah, there's going to be a lot of that you're not actually seeing. If you can recognize this as not like a random one-off, but a bunch of people who have obviously been harmed by a person who is more invested in saving face than actually, you know, atoning for the wrong that he has done, this should be your wake-up call. In the mega thread, there are messages from D in Discord basically saying Pxie has no case and trying to undermine her case, already making jokes in between banning people. I know, we banned a couple of those people in the chat too, talking about how, well, there's no legal, this is not illegal technically. 6 hours later, Dexerto has still not tweeted about the story. They did post a clip of iShowSpeed having a group of people sing happy birthday for him. Interesting priorities for a news site. Yeah, Dexerto stealth published this article on their website, but it can't be found on the front page, and there's no tweet on their social media. Yeah, Dexerto, they're always there to about me, but for some weird reason, when there's like actual stuff happening to a person that they're aligned with, weirdly enough, they just don't mention that. Destiny is friends with one of the editors, so it makes sense. It's so sick seeing how he's trying to bury this and how the boys club is helping him. Like, how is there no Dexerto tweet about this? Yeah, why is Dexerto not talking about this? This is like right in their pocket, right in their wheelhouse. I wonder. I don't know. Maybe they just didn't have time to post it today. Yeah, and also Pxie, after writing that Substack post, got a bunch of other messages too. Since posting this, I've received countless messages of women informing me they've received graphic content from Destiny, content they now believe wasn't made or sent with consent. If you've been sent this content or might be a victim, DM me. We're stronger together. Yeah, Dexerto always posts the top post of LSF, but for some reason the Destiny top post for LSF, especially when it looks, you know, not so great for Destiny, they're just not going to post it. Epsteiny, dude. So tangential to the drama, President Sunday's hit piece also included a portion of a phone call he had with Nicholas Diorio. I don't know what that is, and I don't really care about that stuff at all. What? We also had a clip of Hasan discussing Destiny and revenge porn recently on the subreddit. Yeah, this is from a couple days ago where I was like, I don't understand why no one is talking about how you know, no one is talking about how like how these videos came out or how these videos were distributed to begin with. Oh, there was also Not So Erudite, right? Or erudite, however you say it. He didn't apologize to any of the victims at any point in his statements. Yeah. Epstein has his own Ghislaine Maxwell as well, the orbiter Not So Erudite, who's running cover at the maximum power level the last few days. She's the one trying to talk victims into not taking legal actions in the posts I've seen. Not So Erudite, the Ghislaine Maxwell of Epstein. DMs revealed that Epstein had to pay off one of his victims through his co-host, Not So Erudite. Not yet Coleman canceled, so other than that, I mentioned, is anything you were hoping to be brought up? I think I'm going to decide my next course of action of what to do with myself and him based on how that conversation goes, unless you've decide. You don't want to talk to him, that's okay too. Basically, I have my plans, course of action paused, and we'll choose something depending on if he agrees he has to make up, repent. Oh, the person in the blue is Pxie. He has to make up, repent for the action and wants to work with me to find a way to do that. Or if he doesn't feel that way, I don't want to talk to him myself because I feel like I tried explaining what I was feeling and he didn't really understand. I also have a little anxious voice in my brain telling me to prepare for the worst because he probably doesn't care enough to willingly try to make up for his mistakes. And that means I'll have to start taking a more extreme nuclear options to deal with. But I'm trying to avoid spiraling down that line of thought because I'm trying to hold out for hope. And just not to scare you, I'm 100% not going to do anything to myself, no matter what he says during holiday season, because I don't want to traumatize my friends during a time that's supposed to be happy. Oh, that's the other thing where the fan base, including his Ghislaine, will regularly also say that like everyone is mentally ill and that like they want themselves or whatever. And then sometimes they'll actually egg people on too. It's like real Kiwi Farms. Ghislaine had a financial incentive to sweep for him because they have a pod together. That makes sense. Yeah, Not So Erudite is another massive hater of mine, by the way, just so you know. I mean, virtually every single person at some point, when you're a Destiny Orbiter, you gotta do that. When you're a Destiny Orbiter, you gotta pay the piper. You gotta say Hasan sucks. She's a fake psychological expert. Wait, what? What's Kiwi Farm? I'm old. Kiwi Farms is an old 4chan style forum where a lot of rabid right-wing anti-trans freaks will get together and like mass harass, and they have like they have a leaderboard, I think, or they have a bunch of people that they have actually successfully caused through mass harassment, stalking, doxing, swatting, getting them fired from their jobs. It's like a hate cult. Destiny tried to buy the website actually when another former orbiter of Destiny who wanted to kill me, or I mean not a former orbiter that wanted to kill me, sorry, another former orbiter of Destiny that was being targeted by them, wanted to shut it down. And what do you call it? Destiny, I think in the process was talking about potentially buying it or something. It's like really the awful. Can I share this with Steven? He communicated to me he knows he fucked up, there's no excuse at all, and doesn't know what he can do to make it up. I'm trying to bridge between to help him understand what would make you feel that he understood he was wrong and should never do this again. Or better, what can I share with him? You can share this and anything you want with him. I felt like when we talked, you really understood where I was coming from and can hopefully explain this better than I can. Gotcha. Thanks for not sugarcoating anything about where you're at. I think what we talked about is what you needed: help removing the video from online, getting the guy who hacked charged, a sense that Steven understands how in the wrong he was, and a plan to prevent this from ever happening again. Is this what you feel you need? Yeah, the only problem is number 3, because even with the removal of the video and getting the guy hacked charged, Steven has to face consequences proportional to his actions. I want this to be the most expensive mistake of his life, and I'm essentially asking him to self-punish himself in a way I don't think he will like or agree to without the law involved. I don't have a dollar amount from the top of my head. It just has to be enough for the rest of his life. He thinks the word nude, he associates it with the amount of money he lost. Obviously, I don't want to make him destitute, but it should be large enough that he does feel upset about it and is not easily recoverable. Okay, so that is what you want to pursue. It wasn't clear to me before that this was what you wanted specifically. My understanding was it was more of a sense of rehabilitation and justice. Oh my God. They in the Destiny Discord right now fantasizing how you'll be outed as a sex pest or a viewer will do some sort of attack. That's what I mean, man. It's insane. That is an insane thing to think. If you have that level of hatred in your heart,
because your favorite content creator is doing shit I didn't even have anything to do with, okay? He did this to himself. And even in that situation, you're like, nah, dog, you're also bad. But my favorite content creator, he's not bad, but you're actually bad in the same way that I'm defending my own personal content creator being bad. Like, that's psychotic. That's what I don't understand. And it reminds me of a story I heard from a long ass time ago that, like, this kind of stuff happened in Destiny's life before. I'm not going to dig it up right now, and I can't find I don't know the exact details, but I remember, like, there was back in Destiny's StarCraft days, apparently there was a similar situation that took place where I think he, like, called his ex-girlfriend ugly or something, and then like talked about his nudes or something, and then she actually leaked his pic, and then his cult-like fan base 12 years ago leaked their own pics in solidarity to make Destiny feel less bad. Like, it's psychotic. And the thing is, and this was like much smaller community back then. My point is this, okay? He tried forcing and Forrest brought up how he would share his ex to his Discord. That's how I first heard of him. Yeah, he's done like this all the time. The problem is most people, here's the issue, okay? Most people in Destiny's fan base doesn't understand that Destiny is his own worst enemy, okay? Like, I believe that every single person has the capacity to rehabilitate. But the problem is, if you're constantly getting, highlighted and constantly getting defended for all of your worst instincts and following all your worst instincts and getting rewarded for it, you're just not going to do that. If you're getting all of your worst reinforced over and over again, and it simply turns into mere content for your fan base. They weren't leaking in solidarity. What if they were leaking it because it made them look big? 5D? Is this it? Whoa, did you guys hear about the new Destiny dramas? What is this? He shared and talked about here privately, asking if she was bangable. Guys have done this before. I've done this before. They were bros. Had the bro talk privately 12 years ago. What? Blue Teague's pigs haven't leaked anywhere. No seen in the incident. Just at least someone could have the decency to leak the. Yeah, this is effort post. StarCraft 2 player Steve Bonnell, aka Destiny, shares pictures of a fangirl. He calls her Butterface in Shrek. She responds by posting pictures of his, angering his fans. Destiny again responds, this time threatening to contact her school and get her financial aid cut. Understandably feeling humiliated, she was somehow able to gain access to his Twitter account, where she then leaked pictures he had been sending her. In her own words, from this thread, 14 plus, but she deleted her account. I'll come out and say this is blue tea. I really have nothing to lose. Long story short, Steven leaked pictures of me to his Skype friends. He then joked about how hideous my face is compared to my beautiful body. They joked about how I look like Shrek. I do have a big nose, I guess. Someone who apparently was in the chat room emailed me from a Gmail account consisting of a bunch of random numbers. It had the chat log. When I confronted him about it, how does he respond? By threatening to contact her work and school so we can get her scholarships and financial aid removed. My man's been a menace for 12 plus years, dude. 12 years. He insulted her behind closed doors in a private chat log. Nobody would ever see. She insulted him to the entire internet. Yeah, that's fair. And of course, no SRS thread would be complete without the obligatory calling a woman even when the guy's completely in the wrong. In this case, because he has to pull out his match. We'd be pissed if he didn't play, since he's doing so well. Even if he lost because of this, then we'll know at least he tried his best. And to top it all off, his poor girlfriend is brought out to protect him, partially because of the case of mistaken identity. How does she feel about the fact that her boyfriend is showing pictures of himself to his female StarCraft fans? Even she doesn't know. TLDR, guy shares pictures of a female fan and calls her Shrek and Butterface. She responds by posting pictures on Twitter. He threatens to call her school and work and get her scholarship removed and financial aid cut. His fans rush to his defense. Not sure what the drama is really. Nude, so not like his was tiny. Chat log of him being a lad with his buddies and explaining he turned down a 15-year-old. Once again, I will add to this story the same adage over and over again. Judge me by my enemies. Okay? Every single time. Why did he start attacking / targeting you so heavily? This is all insane. Because when he argued that he wanted to say the N-word in private, and it obviously frustrated his black podcast co-host and my friend Trihex at the time, and it was his friend as well. like they were friends before this incident. Okay. I was like, you can't do that. Even if you were to say it, I literally said, even if you were to say you would say this in public, or you would say the N-word in private, you saying that you're going to say it in private is basically saying you like saying it. That was our initial separation, which is community with a million different effort posts has actually completely changed the dynamic of, and still to this day lie about actively and say, no, it was because Destiny owned Hasan in the marketplace of ideas so hard he couldn't deal with it or something. And no, that was they say I gaslit Trihex, a black man, into feeling some type of way about his podcast co-host saying that he says the N-word in private. That's where the what a Weasley little liar clip comes from. What a liar, dude. What a Weasley little liar, dude. This ironically was me responding to a clip of Destiny lying to his audience saying that I actually agree with his position on the N-word. That his brilliant counter argument in his mind was, what if I were to say the N-word when I'm in a spaceship with no one around me? Would it still actually be a inherently racist act? That was his fantastic counter. Goes to show you that it literally does not matter how insane an argument is. If you say it with enough confidence, people that also want to say the N-word will think that that is brilliant. Brilliant logic. Anyway, the N-word arc started because his dumbass volunteered that info too, because Denims threatened to leak their spicy DMs, and he straight up goes, yeah, I say the N-word all the time. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, that was the fantastic hypothetical, the fantastic mind. He wrote a manifesto on it too, and then his fan base basically treated it as like a brilliant way to take down all of his enemies. There was another thing I wanted to say. Posting about D is now banned in a subreddit. They are going quiet for 2 weeks. Only politics and memes. Huh. Interesting. The intellectual debate giant. What is this? Brianna Wu has come into the fray. Couldn't be a full story about Destiny Orbiters without Brianna Wu mentioned, and also Not So Erudite, who obviously is now known as Epstein's own Ghislaine Maxwell, had a statement. My statement with the info so far. My opinion will update as information is made available. I have little info on new claims, and my opinion will continue to update as information does. I've only ever looked at the leaks that reached out to Pxie because I was concerned for her well-being. After I spoke with Pxie in person, she made clear her desire for me to bridge the gap between her and Steven, and her desire for as little attention as the leaks as anything identifying as possible. Both my involvement and my silence were at Pxie's request. My greatest concern this whole time was her well-being. Here are the logs. Now, any stops in the logs are to prevent other creators' names from being leaked. I've never been interested in shutting down conversation about this topic, only mentions that narrow the question of who could have leaked, again at Pxie's request. In the FQ message, I explicitly tell her to leave a comment up just to remove that part about mutual friends, because this further increased the likelihood of people knowing it was Pxie or going through the trouble to verify the mutual friend in question. If I just wanted to remove the comment, I would have done so. I would not have reached out to FQ. FQ? Fairy Queen? Who's Fairy Queen? Farquad? Okay, guys, stop. I don't know. Okay. Upon learning of the leaks and Pxie's potential involvement, I investigated privately, contacting Aaron. I then spoke to Pxie and Steven in person separately. I never defended, supported, or minimized Steven's sharing of Pxie's intimate images. Most of my conversations with Steven about this topic were in person and confrontational. I fought with him and advocated for reconnecting with Pxie. My mediation for Pxie ended when she opted to reach out to Steven directly because I felt unable to navigate her monetary requests. Note, there are few DMs of our disagreements, but found this to substantiate the timing of my voicing disagreement and pushing him. I viewed him as genuinely remorseful in acting to fix the harms he had done, which is why I remained in business partnership with him. I'm very disappointed and angry with him that he opted not to reconnect with Pxie. I learned of the allegations against Cherry yesterday. I support her and Pxie's decisions and the lawsuit/charges. I've paused Bridges releases, canceled guests, and will reevaluate business relations as I learn more. I asked Steven for information, but he's uncomfortable sharing due to legal involvement. Everything here is released with all parties' consent. My DMs with Pxie were not given to Sunday or others with Pxie's consent. She just paused it. This is Brianna Wu speaking about how I gave all of my DMs with Destiny to my friend Mr. Girl Returns, someone investigating Destiny for impropriety and abuse. Brianna is seen as calling me a sex criminal for making Destiny's treatment and words no available to the investigation. And next to it is their statement on Destiny, who has been alleged to have been recording without consent and distributing them without consent. I should probably be smart enough to keep my mouth shut about the Destiny and Pxie lawsuit, but here goes. That's the girl who defamed you. Who's the girl who defamed me? I don't have no idea what you're talking about. I care about both of them. Mr. Girl is literally known for making YouTube videos defending. I don't know who Mr. Girl is, bro. Is this is Mr. Girl? Okay, I don't care about this person, whoever this person is. I care about the actual post here. I should be smart. I care about Brianna Wu. I don't give a about any of these other people. I should probably be smart enough to keep my mouth shut about the Destiny and Pxie lawsuit, but here goes. I care about both of them. Pxie is a good friend and someone I've worked with on several projects. She's seriously talented, fun to work with, and complements my skills in a way that makes collaborations really rewarding. You do not want to know who Mr. Girl is, trust. Okay, I'll take your word for it. Before this all came up, I had planned to hire her for an upcoming project, and I'm sticking with that decision. For the record, following through on this hire isn't me taking sides. I've made that clear to both her and people close to Steven. They both deserve their day in court, and I'm not here to weigh in on what's ultimately between them. I have offered no opinion on this action privately and made it clear I cannot. Wait, what? This isn't like a... Yo, Brianna Wu is permanently on her both sides and inevitably will always side with Israel, okay? There is a party that is wronged, and then there's a party that's doing the harm, and Brianna Wu always starts off on the centrist position and then inevitably slides into the party that is doing the harm every single time. It's so crazy. I just want to be honest about where I'm coming from. Adulting can be, oh my God, I'm done. I'm dead. She wrote adulting when talking about like both sides are probably a little bit at fault in this, you know, sex crime, sex pest situation. I'm adulting. Adulting can be awkward like this. I do hope people let the legal process play out instead of turning this into content or drama. First of all, that's literally all Destiny does. But yeah, lo and behold, when he's in the legal crosshairs for once and there's like accountability that is righteous and due, okay? All of a sudden it's like, oh, well, let's let the courts decide. He called this a legal arc, lol. I know. It's a serious situation for both of them and they both deserve better than the avalanche of shitty clickbait sure to come. Epstein leaking without consent is not in question. We have both Pxie's and his own words to substantiate that. It isn't drama or a wait-and-see situation. Exactly. I don't understand. Also, this is not an arc. No matter how hard, you know, Destiny and his community will try to contentify this. But yeah, referring to stuff like this as arcs or nukes minimizes the harm done to the actual victims in this circumstance. Regardless of what the victims' opinions of me were when they were a part of the Destiny sex cult. Okay? They are still victims nonetheless. It's heinous. You never finished a Brianna Wu video? No, I don't care. Minimizing the harm to victims is probably good, bro. Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah, I didn't mean minimizing the actual, like minimizing the harm that is being done to the victims is actually me saying minimizing the harm done to the victims. Like limiting the harm. That's what I meant. You're not that dense. Right? Like you understand that I'm talking about people trivializing the actual situation by turning it into quote unquote content. Apparently the reason Destiny and Nick fell apart is solely because Nick's community ratioed and harassed Mr. Girl, who was a deorbiter at the time, and not because Nick is a literal Nazi. What the f? That's insane. Ay, ay, ay. Decultists are in panic mode trying to derail you for an hour. No, I think Destiny's own community even right now is for the first time ever, I would say, taking a very different tone on this than I have seen. Maybe some are in cope mode, and I'm certain that some are, you know, wishing harm upon me and my family or whatever, and still seemingly finding a way to make this about anyone else but Destiny, which is what's so crazy about it. Like, sure, Destiny himself doing this narcissistic bullshit, okay, is one thing, right? Him being inconsistent or hypocritical, or him defending his positions, no matter how nonsensical they may be, is one thing. But what I don't understand is how all of these like cult-like followers will also, with the same tone and same severity, do the exact same thing. Like it doesn't, like you're doing this for a whole ass other adult. You know what I mean? What is this? What do you think would be the appropriate way of even approaching her about that? Which is probably extremely difficult to prove in her case. She's not a high profile micro celebrity and you didn't leak it maliciously. You didn't even leak it at all. You distributed it non-consensually. Yeah, I know. I looked into it for obvious reasons just to be sure, but I don't really care much about the legal side of it or whatever. Obviously, I have severely, at the very least, psychologically damaged her. Covering therapy or whatever is a minimum, and I have no problem helping out or sending her money for anything as a form of repatriation. I just didn't want it to come off like, hey, lol, I know I violated your trust in the worst way ever, but here's some money, have fun. Interest. Oh, Jesus Christ. Holy shit. Found the LSF mod takeover post and you're entirely 100% correct about that guy. I never knew that. Wait, where's the post? Can you link it? There was a post that like shows the full takeover. It just got deleted. Wait, they deleted the post? Tarot card, aka Stale 2000, took over the sub after some criticism and refused to step down after a unanimous vote to remove him for abuse of power tripping 4 months ago. Later, added power mods to camp it and kick the core team. We urge you to use r/livestream fails with an S from this point on forwards. There is a lot more about this guy, ranging from the cringe to downright abuse. He's not to be trusted. This was originally a document written to the admins who did nothing about this and has partially been redacted for privacy reasons. The sub has been replicated one-to-one looks-wise and functionality-wise. You can pick your old flares. Feel free to post. We're also relaxing old news rules, so feel free to post classic clips. Stale 2000 attempted the false DMCA, the Google Doc, but it can be found here till we find a better place for it. Yeah, this happened 4 months ago. Oh, it's right here. Zoom into the screenshot. TLDR, user tarot card, aka Stale 2000. A DGGer took over the sub after some criticism and refused to step down after a unanimous vote to remove him from abusive power tripping. Later added power mods to camp it and kick the core team. On September 4th, 2024, the r/livestream failed team decided to remove tarot card, aka Stale 2000, as he's commonly known as, from the top mod position of the subreddit due to constant behavior that eroded the trust in him with unilateral decisions opposed to the years-long protocols of consensus within the team. Also, if you recall, LSF mods have a private correspondence. LSF mods have a private correspondence, okay? Because at a time after Rekful, unfortunately passed away, they were like, "Oh, we're going to fix LSF. We're going to no longer make it a space for, negative opinions to thrive," right? And they had a Discord server where they had private Discord server shit for like they had a private Discord server for like all the top content creators that they had created, right? I never even used it. These guys constantly were like, "Hey, please, hey, can you please, remain on LSF, whatever. It's fine. We'll do a good job and we'll make sure that you're not like constantly harassed and brigaded." Okay. I sent them one message. I said, "Hey, can I please get taken off of LSF like permanently? I just don't understand why I still get harassed for 2 years now. This is in 2024. Like this has been some lolcow thing for the Destiny Brigaders at this point. It's formulaic. It's not about accountability or truth. It's just dunking on me for my view count getting lower. Don't even understand why that's even remotely relevant to the Twitch course. It's been like this for years now." I was like, "Can you guys please just like take me off? I don't understand why the I'm still on the subreddit. I've tried to like openly brigade the subreddit so I would get banned off of it. And then you guys did ban me off of it, off of the subreddit. But then you put me back on the subreddit because you noticed that you weren't getting as much clicks." Okay. They literally leaked it immediately. They did. Like they sent me millions and millions of messages. I never respond to them at all. And the one time where I'm like, "Just please take me off the LSF subreddit." I don't understand what is accountability? You know what I mean? In this process where it's just like they're using the subreddit as their stock to basically consistently brigade and harass me. Okay. And it's ruining my life. And guess what happened? They leaked that message and then they leaked that message to Destiny and then they made fun of it. Okay. Now, what's so what's so crazy about it is that this is after like 4 or 5, this is after 4 years of nonstop, like Hasan did this, Hasan did that, when I hadn't done none of the things that they were claiming that I was doing. So then there was another moment on LSF history where they literally, by the way, they were like, you know what? We've actually decided no more cross posting, like no more Destiny versus Hasan clips, because it was polluting the entire timeline. It wasn't my community posting it. It was always Destiny's community posting clips of Destiny responding to Hasan, Destiny responding to Hasan, Destiny responding to Hasan. Okay. So they stopped that. So you know what the Destiny community did? They brigaded the Asmongold subreddit. That's literally what they did. So now they're posting clips out of context on the Asmongold subreddit, and now Asmongold is reacting to it, and then that's getting upvoted on the LSF. And then they would use XQC's subreddit too. They was just like, okay, we can't get Destiny to shit on Hasan. Why don't we just use the XQC and Asmongold subreddits as our main vehicle? So then they basically stopped that, okay? They stopped that as well. But then they started going after people in my orbit, okay? They started going after people like Frogan. They started going after people like Caroline. They have never stopped. They even did this to Daff back in the day. It's so psychotic. Daff still has like stalkers from the one time where when she defended me during the Cracker saga. Okay? They're insane, dude. They're insane. And guess whose subreddit they're using now? Ethan Klein. Completely taken over by Destiny's biggest dick riders and sycophants. Like, it's all done over subreddit. It's psychotic. It's like cancerous. Yeah, Tarot Card recently removed that rule and also allowed politics threads again. They held a community vote so they could post Epstein threads about you again. Yeah. Funny thing is, all of this effort only made XQC and Asmon's audience more right-wing. They hate you at the expense of their own party. Yeah, that's the other thing. Like, that's the other hilarious part of the story, is that, like, doing that over and over again develops an audience of right-wingers, just like Destiny developed an audience full of right-wingers until he talked about how he was glad that Corey Contemporary got assassinated. Okay? You calling him out was posted and getting traction and they deleted it? What? Oh, on LSF? I'm sure it got deleted. They have that wired down, dude. They still, the vote for politics post failed and they reposted it till yes for the politics post to win. Oh, nice. Someone posted your take on the mod and they just deleted it now. Stale's a pathetic loser. Yeah, it's crazy. Accusations of cover up of D's crime. Spam, LSF meta post. LSF must not be the main focus of a clip. There was a Melina clip here that got deleted almost immediately around a month ago. It was not deleted to protect victims or followed by Reddit guidelines. They just believe Destiny's word over hers. I mean, if they aren't fans of Destiny anymore, it's fine for them to stay as long as they stop trying to suppress posts for no good reason. There isn't just a Destiny bias in the subs moderation team. There's definitely some mods bias to OTK as well. Wouldn't surprise me, and their hidden agendas too. Yeah. Thread got locked and deleted. The fact they were deleting posts and comments which had linked to the victim stating Destiny didn't have consent and supporting evidence of Destiny's actions and still made the choice to sweep for Destiny is beyond abhorrent. When you silence victims, you are also enabling an abuser. Yes, unironically, there are 100 Epstein zealots at all times, not even including a website dedicated to hate watching and not adding to the viewer count. Yeah. Destiny's audience became right-wing when he was normalizing Nick Fuentes, Lauren Southern, and trying to get in bed with Ben Shapiro and other mainstream right-wingers. He even went to war with his community for calling Nick a Nazi. I remember that. I genuinely don't know another community that is this savagely obsessed with another. It's the most mind-boggling shit ever. It's also incredibly one-sided. Every now and then, I'll just like say enough when they end up doing something that is so insane. Okay. Every now and then, like Destiny will choose to defend Israel vociferously. And I'm like, okay, that's enough. That's a bridge too far for me. I'm going to talk about it. And then his entire community, after 5 years of nonstop posting about me, will then turn around and be like, see, he's obsessed. It's all projection. That's literally, it's crazy. It's crazy. There's like, oh yeah, he talks about Destiny too much. Are the Destiny community right-wing or liberals? Great question. It just depends on which time frame you're asking this question. It just depends. It's entirely dependent on what he's feeling like defending at the time. Okay? And the reality is he's a mercenary. And you know what it is? It's like a bunch of 40 to 35-year-old 4chan IT guys that were incredibly right-wing and neo-Nazi back in like the 2016 era decided that they could still do the same troll ops, right? But if they presented themselves as liberals and align with the Democratic Party, they could more easily virtue signal. They could more easily and more convincingly virtue signal. There have always been communities like this online, many of which I will not name. Okay? But it feels like virtually all of the harassment communities got together and made this their like bread and butter, made this their number one drama center where they can just like go after random people and try to bully them and make content out of like how they can get to manipulate this person's lives. But ultimately, there is not a real there's no real politics there. It's not about politics. It's about chaos. It's about shitting on people, and it's about, you know, doing harm to them and getting people like kicking people when they're down or putting them down a peg, right? That's what it's about. Like, united we are strong, and we can actually take out some of these souls. And it makes sense. Like, if you're kind of sad and you want a sense of community and you want to feel a sense of power in all of the otherwise powerlessness that you experience on a daily basis, whether it's at your workplace or whether it's about like trying to get politicians to do your bidding for once, right? When everything else reminds you of your powerlessness, this is the one space you have where you actually have a fraction of power, where you can look at a soul on your screen and find out what their phone number is and like order pizza delivery to their house or something just to with them, right? Or call the cops on them and SWAT them. And this is how a lot of these communities operate, where they just like, they feel powerful by you know, trying to fuck with people that they watch on screen. Twitch as a medium definitely is perfect for that sort of thing. It's just that I don't think there's ever been a content creator so successful at navigating this sphere and simultaneously masquerading as like a political actor. Most of them are usually like, you know, lol cows themselves, like Ice Poseidon, or, you know, people that end up falling victim to their own community, inevitably harassing them to a degree where they're just like done. They can't do anything about it. Destiny, on the other hand, has constantly found new victims to turn into lol cows. And even if someone that he wants to turn into a lol cow doesn't turn into a lol cow, he can at least make it seem like they have done, they've been impactful. Okay? And therefore, his community has never come after him. But maybe one day they'll wake up to the reality that it's actually him who is the lol cow. And I think that's what scares Destiny more than anything else, is that one day his community will wake up to the reality that he's maybe not the best guy. And a lot of the rest of the world actually looks at people like him and people in his audience as losers, and that his audience will turn on him and also treat him like the way he has treated others.